a slightly above average late second round pick. That's it. And the folks that used him as a cudgel because they hate LeBron should be embarrassed.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all do me a favor and drop a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. You already know who it is, man. It's your boy Reggie. I'm already laughing, folks. This is honestly probably the funniest thing that I came across today, man. I just came across the most bizarre Bronny James take that I think I've ever heard. And it's coming from Nick Wright. Now, you guys know, man, Nick Wright made his bones, on the national airways by pretty much proclaiming himself to be a LeBron James fan, okay? Now, what I realized, watching these dudes on TV, a lot of these LeBron guys, these guys know absolutely nothing about actual basketball. It's very easy for these guys to cosplay as basketball aficionados when in reality, folks, these guys don't know what the hell they're talking about. You had this dude, Shannon Sharp, last year on TV, talking about KFC, UFC, NBC, Lakers in 5, right? And then, yeah, he was absolutely right, folks. The Lakers got clapped in 5 games. He was absolutely right about that. The Lakers, he was right. He was right. Lakers in 5. Yeah, Lakers going home in 5, right? So, once again, these guys don't know basketball. So, yesterday, the Los Angeles Lakers, they took on the Portland Trail Blazers, and the story of the game was actually Nick Smith Jr. Now, Nick Smith Jr., he played his ass off last night, and I'll put his stats up on the screen so you guys can see, but obviously, folks, nobody's going to talk about Nick Smith Jr., right? And I wonder why. I'll let you guys figure that out. But I get on YouTube, and Nick Wright is doing this topic on Bronny James. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Bronny James, prior to yesterday's game versus Portland, had scored 2 points the entire season, right? Now, yesterday he had a decent game for his standards, I guess. He scored 5 points, I believe, and had about 6 assists. So Nick Wright went on his podcast, and he had the most bizarre Bronny James take I think I've ever heard.
And this is a little about Bronny, and this is more about media criticism. But a little less than a year ago, we were in full-blown Bronny James meltdown in the media about the scourges of nepotism and LeBron forcing the Lakers into such a mistake and pleading with LeBron as a father to stop this farce, and folks claiming that their heart just goes out to the other potential draftees who got snubbed because the Lakers wasted the 55th pick on Bronny. The last 2 games, the Lakers, who are super shorthanded, Sunday night, were in a tight game with Miami, played Bronny in crunch time. He played really good defense, had one awesome driving kick for a critical 3, and they won. 18 minutes. Solid, end of the bench performance. And then yesterday, in a game where LeBron was out, Luka was out, and Austin Reeves was out, they called on Bronny again against the Blazers when the Blazers were double-digit favorites. And Bronny played 19 minutes, had 6 assists, had no turnovers, and the Lakers won again. Now, do I think Bronny is a great player? Obviously not. Do I think Bronny is even going to be a rotation guy this year for the Lakers when they're healthy? No. Do I think if we are going to be fair and we are going to look at this objectively, we should say, hey, how does his production up to this point in the season compare to the other guys drafted in the second half of the first round. I think that's fair. So if you go picks 45 through, I think there were only 58 in that draft, oddly, instead of 60. And you're like, oh, so of those 14 guys, 7 of them are not on an NBA roster. So, he certainly is providing more value than those 7. Now, Bronny his field goal percentage is like 20%. He hasn't shot much, but I think he's, I think he's 2 for 11 on the season. So obviously he's not shooting the ball well. He's not shooting the ball much. But you look at that draft and all the crying that was done. Pick 47 has not played, is not on a roster. Pick 48 has played 11 minutes. Pick 49, pick 50, pick 51 has not played or on G League teams. Pick 52, Quentin Post, has actually been solid for the Warriors. And pick 53, Cam Spencer's been solid for the Grizzlies. Pick 54, not on a roster. Pick 55, Bronny. Pick 56, pick 57, G League, or not on a roster. Whole point is, Bronny James has been a slightly above average late second round pick. That's what he's been as a pro. A slightly above average late second round pick. That's it. And the folks that used him as a cudgel because they hate LeBron should be embarrassed.
Hey, Nick Wright, did your goofy ass ever stop to think that maybe the reason Bronny is on a roster still and those other guys aren't is because his daddy is LeBron James? Did that ever cross your mind? You fucking goofy? You're a goofball. Like that's a goofy take. That's goofy, man. Oh, Bronny's actually doing better than all the late second round picks. Some of those guys aren't even in the league. Yeah, we know. And Bronny would be right there with them, out of the league, if his daddy wasn't LeBron James. What the hell is he talking about? What the hell is he talking about, folks? That was the worst Bronny James take I've ever heard. And the fact that you guys pick yesterday's game when he finally played well, and you want to use that game to say, oh, well, all the Bronny James haters, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. Well, what about all the other games when he laid eggs and didn't score? What about those games, Nick Wright? What about those games? You notice you didn't get no content from Nick Wright when Bronny was playing like absolute dog shit trash. We got no videos from Nick Wright. But he waits for Bronny to have a mediocre game against the Portland Trail Blazers, and he uses that game to make his point about Bronny, saying that, oh, well, he's playing above his peers. Folks, this is nasty work, man. This is nasty, bro. That's nasty. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know what else to say, man. That was the worst Bronny James take I've ever heard, bro. The story was actually Nick Smith Jr., man. But obviously, he's not going to get any coverage, man. So, I want to get you guys' thoughts, man, in the comment section down below. What did you guys think about what Nick Wright had to say? Y'all let me know. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. This was another installment of The Locker Room. Peace.